um, 6th of October 2025. Today we are having a little bit of a taste test, if you don't mind, of course. A little bit of a taste test. We are tasting bourbon chocolate. Now, this is super cool because this is what my mom gave me. Now, I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but this is possibly the sweetest thing somebody has done in a while. And you look at it, it's already open. And when you look at it, I thought it was open, and I was like, okay, well, it's a bit weird, but I don't care. And then you look at it, and there's only one out of two. So my mom possibly took half for herself or somebody else and gave me the leftovers. So this is chocolate cream filled cookies. Why don't I mind? I don't mind because she knows that I love the taste test, and I can still do a taste test with those. Now, ultimately speaking, I know this is gonna be looking like a fat freaking lie because your boy might have just ate half of it. But tell me something. If I ate half of it, am I trying to sell you a dream of a loving mother? And if I am, what's the problem with that, right? So, hopefully these taste like a dream. Again, bourbon chocolate cream filled cookie. So I believe by the design or the marketing that you're supposed to dip them in chocolate and milk. And if is the case, those make me think about Tim Tam cookies from the Outdoors Boys. Bourbon chocolate cookies. Without further ado, we're gonna do two tests. So the first test is cookie itself. Very dry. It's weird because it tastes a lot like a Biscoff cookie, but somehow even darker. So with Biscoff, what you do is there's way more. Looking for the sugar. Which means the sugar is almost bitter. I will say the cookie itself isn't that great because of how bitter it is. However, the filling is phenomenal. This filling is overly sweet. So you go in, you have an overly sweet filling, and you have a bitter cookie, you put them together, there's nice contrast. With the whole thing. That's really nice. I'm almost to take ginger. Now this is really good. Like I said, very sturdy cookie. Very, very, very sturdy. Nothing drier than that, but at the same time, if these are dipping cookies, doesn't matter how bitter they are, so they're just gonna taste amazing. Don't forget, took it easy. Fish. Chifash, este Boyet Vendetta. I hope you guys are doing well because having a wonderful day. Here's a little bit of a video for the gaming channel. We forgot to do something. So we went in to do the gorgeous. What happened here? Were you too hot? Oh, you didn't. I didn't even start it. I'm a dumbass. So we did a little bit of a mistake. If I'm being completely honest, we didn't check the tournament on the crown. So I'm gonna have you check it out. So the tournament, we got a rank 1 out of it. And if you were to look at this, I'm gonna have my tournament price. So rank 1 of platinum, 400 gem, 160 stone, which is amazing. By the way, we're at 22,000 gems. What I'm gonna do is, I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna be cheating. Fuck it. Oh my god, should I? We decided something crazy. Okay. So guess what? Yes, we get a 3,000. Holy shit. We just finished lab speed 99 for 5,000 diamond. We'll do the same for lab point discounts. So officially, this is huge. We have what should I call it? We have Lab Quaint and Lab Speed Max. This is the golden. So this is insane. Why? Because we're gonna be doing some big boy thing. So what are the big boy thing is what I was talking about, and this is cool because we unlocked Death Wave for the other one, for the Resistance Reborn. So if I do this right now, it would be nice. So we're gonna do Death Wave health. We're gonna do Death Wave Quaint bonus. We're gonna do auto pick ranking. I'm gonna change it because I don't really need it. Death Wave cell bonus. We're gonna do Death Wave damage amplifier, and we're gonna do Death Wave armor stripping. And there you go. That's 5 lab of freaking Death Wave, and that is amazing. And we gotta go because your boy. Some nature corn. I'm so sorry, guys. I've been filming for 8 minutes, and I didn't think about filming the nature corn. It's a beautiful sunset, though. It's really, really nice. So yeah, so I did forget the tournament. However, it doesn't really matter because we did check it out. I saw any gem that I had. Can't believe we finished Lab Speed and Lab Quaint discount. Now I did cheat because we used some gem, but who cares? With a 5 Death Wave is really good. However, we did have a small problem, and that small problem is when I get to the last level. When we're getting that last level of bonus coin, I will not know what to do. I'll possibly try to increase something else, like Smart Missile. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. I'm just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this glorious 6th of October 2025. Just a quick video that I want to do, and it's the first thought on the Ed Gibb Monster series that came out on Netflix about 3 days ago. So, as I mentioned, I want to do the review of the series. So, we started our review of the series. I gotta say, it's really, really, really good. So, why is Ed Gibb such a good story? By the way, please peep the nice sunsets. It is beautiful. So why is this such a good series? Well, technically speaking, this is not the first time they do that. So we watched Jeffrey Dahmer, and Jeffrey Dahmer was kind of good. Okay, Ed Gibbs. So what I'm gonna do, you know what would be insane? Sorry. So good. So addictive. Oh. What I should have done is did a review. However, Jeffrey Dahmer came out like 2 years ago. So I was making the content today. So coming back to Ed Gibb, what is so good is the very first thing that you see Ed Gibb is wearing clothes, right? And which is kind of nuts is you would see this and again, I'm not king shaming, I'm not judging, but you see him wearing underwear, woman underwear, he's choking himself and he's masturbating. So at the start of a series, and still today, it would feel kind of, people would call this peculiar. Where did I learn? Watching the show. So then you learn he's in the 19, like, with the Second World War, with the Nazi, right? And it's insane because you look at how old it was. In Ed Gibbs, the story sells itself as a precursor to all of these bad things. Like, I'm gonna show you. I have a great idea. I'm going to read you the description. But it's such a good thing because I'm at episode number 2, and I gotta say, the Jeffrey Dahmer series made me go, not really. The Ed Gibb story made me go, not really. However, I will say that the Ed Gibb series is very troubling. And I'm at episode number 2, and it makes me think, you know. And we're gonna go. So do you know what? Let's go really in depth. Let's go really in depth. I'm excited to talk about this. I'm excited. I feel, and again, I'm gonna look like a fucking douchebag that is extremely obsessed with himself, right? But that's not it. If I'm being completely honest, it's a lucky thing for me. So let's read Ed Gibbs. Just give me the tormented by horror vision, Ed transformed its fascination for death in a macabre. I don't know how you say macabre in English. It's written in French. Years later, the reality becomes fiction in Hollywood. You know, so yeah, it's a bit harder for me because yes, I read it in French. It's in French. So with Ed Gibbs, and first of all, I gotta say, I got a mind-blowing thing for you guys. I'm saying I missed a couple of the sunsets because we didn't press the nature corn. So I was watching the actor, and I was like, I don't understand. He feels so familiar to me. It's Jax from Son of Anarchy. It is Jax from Son of Anarchy. I'm 95% sure. I am 95%. So amazing cast. First of all, second of all, Ed Gibbs is so phenomenal because with Dahmer, it's like a guy that was a bit creepy and he had ID, right? And even he was joking with like a dead frog in class. But at the same time with Ed Gibbs, this is insane because Ed Gibbs, right away you see that he's trouble. Forget about. So I'm gonna tell you right away. So you see a couple of things at the very beginning. Now, ultimately speaking, Ed Gibbs, we don't know anything about him. I don't know personally anything about him, and I don't think people know because I never heard of the name, right? But I didn't even hear of the names. That's why I didn't want to watch it because technically speaking, it would have been a great start to Spooktober 2025. So with Ed Gibbs, the first thing you see is he has some deviancy when it comes to sex, and again, he has somebody to talk about just because he's. It's way back in the days, right? The second scene is his mom, and his mom plays an important role because his mom, she's such a bitch, and she always come after him, and he has some trauma. Another scene, his brother, which is the only guy that really understood him, talk shit about his mom, and kills him, right? But what I really found interesting, or enjoyed watching in a fucked up ways, and this is gonna be super important. Remember those words. Enjoyed watching, okay? And remember this, enjoyed watching, because it's really important. So with Ed Gibbs, what is there is that he kills his mom, right? Which he never killed her, but at the same time, he's like, okay, well, it's complex. He didn't help her. His mom, okay. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's the moon. So not only do we have that, but we have the moon slowly showing up. I started this recording about 7 minutes ago, and we have the moon. I would have loved the moon to show up. It's okay. It's all good. It's going to be a beautiful evening because we're going to be filming the whole ass time. I got my battery charging. I got these 2 batteries that are good. I got this battery that is amazing. And I got this battery which is, okay, not bad. So the first case that you see is the brother. He kills the brother, right? And with the brother, he kills him and then he gets into his mind, right? And he gets into his mind, and they talk about schizophrenia. So the brother comes in and says, hey, you got me good, but I'm okay, I'm alive. So Ed thinks that is alive, right? The second person that he killed is a bartender. And the bartender's like, hey, if you're lonely, I can call you a prostitute. And again, it's like, you're not a lady if you're calling me prostitute, right? And this is the craziest thing. He kills her, but in his mind, it's a, the room is full of Nazis, right? So it's like, okay, well, you brought this here. So he kills them, and it's insane because what we're perceiving from Ed Gibbs is so interesting because he sees a comic, and in the comic there's a person called the bitch of Auschwitz who would mutilate her victims, skin them, flay them, right? And then Ed sees this and he does it, right? But the most important part of the theory isn't Ed Gibbs, is that we saw it in the theater. Right now, the scene we're watching is people are watching it in the movie and they're going crazy because it's disgusting. And why am I feeling related to that is because I never liked horror movie. because I started watching them too young, way too young, and it was traumatic for me, right? And lately we're doing this Spooktober, which is a full month of just watching a little ad of just watching a horror movie because we're playing 5 playthrough, by the way. Not to brag, but busy. Busy. Where are you? There you go. Got 1, 2, 3. No ends. You're not gonna hear it because it's there you go, no ends. We're playing on this one too. If you wanted the proof, sure, no problem. I know it's hard to believe because such a person doesn't exist or is Ed Gibbs. There you go. So you seeing with me, I did the first October, and this is the first, and I'm kind of forcing myself to watch. Some horror movie. And the horror movie that we watched was Scream. And Scream is the perfect version of that. Is kids that are watching a horror movie and becomes killer. Well, so I'd like to watch. There hasn't been a scene so far. I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. But for sure, it'll be something to watch for sure. Don't blink, is your boy Ying. Welcome, Complimentary Show. Because you guys are doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 6 October 25. I want to show you that moon. Look at this one. So what you're seeing here is one of the nicest moons. So very thin layer of clouds. Very thin. It's gorgeous. It is very gorgeous. And we're back with Nature Porn. Gonna zoom in a little bit. There you go. Okay, we're back. Don't blink, it's your boy Ying. Welcome to the show. Because doing well, having a wonderful day on this 6 October 2025. When you think about videos that you shouldn't do, this is possibly one of them. So, we are going to be talking about Fortnite. Why am I saying that I shouldn't talk about them? What am I taking that I shouldn't talk about them? It's very simple. We didn't try every single mode. So we started playing Fortnite before yesterday, 2 days ago. And it was the K-pop Demon Hunter. Now, I did some research on it, which is playing K-pop Demon Hunter. So the first thing we did was we played OG, which we thought was gonna have K-pop Demon Hunter mode to it because we're seeing the 3 main character of the movie. But there's not. However, I will say, out of all the Battle Pass ever, and I do mean ever, the OG Battle Pass this time around is possibly one of the nicest. Possibly one of the nicest we've ever had. Now, why am I saying I shouldn't watch it? Shouldn't do this video because we haven't played the original, the zero build battle royale, right? Which is kind of important. So I don't know that, but I did play the Demon Rush. So I've been playing for a while, which means that they're so good. So, unbelievable. So, I don't know how that mode feels. I'll be completely honest. However, the Demon Rush, what I was saying is, we played about a year and a half ago for Fort Mare. There was a event, a special Rick and Morty event, I guess. where you could get the backpack for Rick and Morty. You could get a loading screen, which is Horde Rush, and you get Pickle Rick, which is a really cool back bling. It's a really, really good because one of the first reactive, and when you get a kill, you get Pickle Rick that smiles. So they redid that. Now, what I have to say is it's phenomenal. So with Fortnite, you really will never get like an RPG, right? However, a rogue aspect to it will be nice. So what they're doing with Demon Rush is they're doing a no, not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. But a rogue aspect to it is very cool. So, for example, you go as far as possible, right? And the more you kill, the more hunter rank you get. And the more hunter rank you get, the better stats or passive stats you get. So this is huge. This is a huge opportunity to make like progress. For example, okay, well, I didn't kill the boss, but hey, I got some points. And besides that, now I am at the rank 4, and so far I played 3 times, so about a rank and a half or a rank and a third every single match. Can I tell you if later on it's gonna be the same thing? No, I cannot tell you that, right? However, what I will say is it's kind of easy to get. Now, ultimately speaking, my Horde Rush was kind of like a good experience, but kind of like a bad experience. So the good experience was when I was playing under the event of Pickle Rick, was a lot of good players. And then I wanted to play it because it was one of my favorites. So technically speaking, Fortnite is a game that I'm gonna be playing almost every single day, right? But when I don't play it, I go creative mode to get the point back, right? So the creative mode, I learned that you get a lot of experience point from it. So what I did was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do that, right? And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do that. And what happened after is, I wanted to play after because to get the experience points, and it didn't work. So we ended up doing only up on Fortnite, which is kind of like a really good, if I'm being completely honest, it's a really good mode. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is what does matter is the fact that right now we're playing this. It's really fun. Positive. You get some new you got some new item. So technically, there's 4 new items. So there's the sword. I didn't get it yet. We got a shield. You got a ramen, and you got a teleportation mask. So this is the 4 items that I know about. Right. Also, cool thing, you get to hire somebody, and it's free. So that's kind of cool because again, you're playing alone. Now, ultimately speaking, I was able to hire Mira and Yumi, not the girl with the short dark hair, which is my favorite, by the way. Purely aesthetic. So this is really fun. I'm happy about it because it's fun, but I'm a bit disappointed because Fort Mare has been amazing every single year that I played. From the Mask of the Werewolf to the Chrome Season 1 was my favorite. Trying to think about something else before. Horde Rush was one of them. It was the first year. And last year, what was the Fort Mare? I think that last year I didn't play. I think I didn't play that Fortnite last year. Yeah. But hey, I would have preferred something that is very peculiar to Fortnite. Now, apparently there's going to be a new update on the 9th of October, which is... Today is the 6th. So in 3 days. So today is Monday, so on Friday. Right? And then we're going to have possibly a live event, but most likely we're going to have a free skin. So last year we had a free skin, which was a Chrome Pumpkin. Did we have a free skin last year? I don't know. I don't freaking know. However, it doesn't matter. So, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to Commentary Show. Hope you're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. You know what's going to change the intro? My father asked me to change the intro. It is now, ladies and gentlemen, but ce faci ești băiet Vendetta. Or we can do Hola, yo soy Vendetta. Or I can even do Kagila. It is Drug. No, I don't know how to say it. It's your boy in Russian. I will ask. Oh, holy shit! Give me a sec. I would ask for something. Oh my god, nice. Holy shit! I got a good idea. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, this is gonna be a blooper anyway. So who cares? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Is that her?
En vrai, au début,
Salut ma ref, j'espère que ça va bien. Écoute, j'ai une question pour toi. Tu sais, l'intro que je fais, là, Don't Blink It's Your Boy Inc. Ben, je voulais faire un peu changement, fait que je l'ai fait aussi en français, en anglais, en espagnol, en roumain. Est-ce que tu pourrais m'envoyer un message vocal qui me dit comment le dire en d'argent? Comme ça, j'ai plus que 3 intros. Merci beaucoup, puis garde, si t'es pas à l'aise avec ça, c'est pas grave, là. C'est juste que j'aurais fait ça cool. Merci. Salut ma robe, j'espère que ça va bien. Écoute, j'ai une question pour toi. Merci. There you go. Perfect, she'll be happy. So yeah, because my father was like, hey, I already told this story, but my father was like, hey, you're saying the intro too much. And I'm like, Dad, people like it. So yeah, but not 15 times a day. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Take me out. There's no one I wanna see. Take me out. And of course, it's not gonna sound perfect. Oh, there you go. She saw it. She saw it. So, my father was like, hey, you shouldn't have the same intro every single time because it's gonna be annoying. Merci. En passant, j'espère que ça va bien, hein? So she wrote, okay. And she wrote it like cute. Fire. So, oh, there you go. There you go.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Ah ben là, tabarnak, je suis pas sûr, là.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
J'aime beaucoup, mais ça va être difficile, là. Tabarnouche. Matramouche, Adakouk, Inc.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Matramouche, Adakouk, Inc. Matramouche, Adakouk, Inc.
Non, on dit pas cook, on dit خوك.
Ah, Mazramouche, Rook, Hink.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Wow, comment toi tu le dis, c'est incroyable, wow. Sérieux là, c'est incroyable, j'aime beaucoup ça, j'aime beaucoup, beaucoup, beaucoup. She's laughing at me, dude, she's laughing at me.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc. Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc.
ما ترمش
Yo, how am I supposed to do that?
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc. Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc. I hope I'm getting closer, tabarnouche.
En vrai, c'est bien. Juste au lieu de dire cook, essaye de faire rouler le.
Ok. Oui, ça va.
ما ترمش هذا خوك إنك.
Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc. Mazramouche, Hadahouk, Inc. Merci, teacher. She's really kind to help me out. You just need to practice. Will do, Captain. J'étais live, but big love. Yeah, so I'm trying to find out something.
ما ترمش.
Because my father was like, you need more, what do we call it? My father was like, hey, you need a lot more, intros. Like, okay, well, I didn't want to do another intro because people did like the Don't Kiss Your Boy Ink. Um, but at the same time, what I can do is take the Don't Blink Kiss Your Boy Ink and put it in another language. So you're still getting the same intro, but you're making it multicultural. Now, ultimately speaking, that could be something bad to do because people could be hearing me talk another language and they'll think the video is in that language. But hey, if not willing to listen past the intro, that's not my problem. No es mi problema. Mazramush Hadahuk Ink Don't Blink. This is the intro, but I asked for a friend to help me out, and I hope I pronounce it well. If I do, let me know. If I don't, do not let me know because I'll be forever sad and heartbroken. I promised you guys a beautiful, delightful moon. You get it? You got it also here. I have a little bit of time before we do the TikTok live, so I wanted to do a little something called finishing what we started. So what did we start, my friends? We started Berserk. What didn't we finish? A bunch of things, but we didn't finish Berserk. So without further ado, let's start with Berserk. Now, of course, I didn't do it. Of course, it's gonna ask me to verify if I'm a human. Of course, I should have done it before. By the way, we are watching a new series, and that new series is called the what? This new series is called Ed Gib, which is amazing. So we have previous chapter 1, and I believe this is where we stopped. Verifying if you're human. Truth is, I'm AI, and what you're saying is not true. Okay, so this I don't remember. I read it this morning, and I'm not remembering. This means mechanical show by some chance to the entity of laws, like the end of God hovering above. Okay, so they're showing the Belif, and it's this is show that man has no control even over his own will. So the reason why they're showing the Belif like that is this is the chapter where we meet Zod, and Zod's gonna be a super important it's gonna be a super important characters. Now, what I absolutely fucking love is Bellet, which is kind of a proof of Griffith, possibly. And if you look at the end, it's almost crooked, like a talon of an eagle. But then this next scene, as you see, is the sword and its guts end. Men take up the sword in order to shield a small wound in his heart sustained in the far off time beyond remembrance. Men wield the sword that may die smiling in some far off beyond perception. So this is the guy I was talking about, Zod. Easily one of my favorite characters. He is so interesting. She's fine. So we just talked to a friend. She speaks Darja, and she told me how to do Adahuk. I'm gonna have to practice. I'm gonna have to practice so much. So we see more war, and this is cool because technically speaking, right, the band of the Ark right now is formed. Spoiler alert: there's no new members after Guts. Guts is the last joining member. So because Guts is the last joining member, you don't have to worry about we have to introduce his characters. So a character like that, the next step is what? The next step is establishing the band of the Ark as a strong force. You're gonna have to forgive me. We're doing ads because we have an event. We need to do ads. So now what they're doing is they're establishing the Hiran monk. If I remember correctly, he also has some demonic power, but nothing too crazy. And what is cool is this is also a sort of mercenary group. And because they're also a mercenary group, they're possibly one of the only, but they're so much stronger than the Band of Hawk, right? So this is super cool because we got the king. Now, if you pay attention in the last chapters, you recognize him. It's like, these are too strong. Can anybody defeat them? Now, ultimately speaking, there's this underlying strategy. We don't care if you lose mercs, but if you lose soldier, then you're gonna be mad, right? So the mercs is okay, and the Band of Hawk being there is kind of crazy. This is super freaking cool because the first guy that we see is Guts. Now, I want you guys to take advantage of the fact that he has a new armor, and if you can see it, fucking ads. It's a small Hawk. It is a small Hawk. So this is really nice. There you go. Closed it. So we have the sword attacking, which is great. And they send one horseman. Now, of course, it's more than one horseman. And the cool thing is, Gus goes after the captain right away. I don't remember if he kills them or not, but he goes after the captain right away. And Guts is Guts feel bad. Oh, this is the one where Casca says, "Hey, we were supposed to be doing this, but you went alone." And this is kind of cool because this is somewhat showing that he didn't evolve. So now we know that 3 years Guts has been with the Band of the Ark for 3 years. The problem with this chapter is the beginning of a new like volume, if you will. So a lot of things change. So he's been with this, and the fact that he's willing to sacrifice himself is pissing off Casca, who cares about him, and Griffith. And Griffith's like, "Yo, you didn't change. You're still that guy that wants to die in battle." So, and a little bit of a situation here, a little bit of situation. Mike Sorrentino. So just a normal fight. Of course, Griffith wins, and it's super cool because you're seeing the difference. Like I love this two panels, Griffith smiling and Guts he's worried. Griffith is the kind of guy, and I truly believe that he believes that nothing will happen to him in battle because he's the chosen one, and his death will not happen on a small battlefield. Which, if it's the case, I love. If it's not the case, I still like. So there you go. People now they're really respecting Guts, and there's one word that's important. They call him captain. Now, ultimately speaking, I like that fact, but I don't like that fact. Ultimately speaking, I like the fact that because of his strength, we saw that after 2 weeks he was giving 10 men, and then he's becoming the captain. Right now, ultimately speaking, it sucks because some people have been with the Band of Ark for a while, but it doesn't mean that you've been there for a while that you have what it takes to be a leader. That's a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. I'm still shaking just thinking about it. Start of this victory, leader of the Ark Raiders. So the Raiders is not the main army. This is so cool. Look, in Guts, this is a huge evolution for Guts. He says, "I'm sorry about that, you guys. I went in charge all by myself," which means that. But he did it to protect them. But Casca is pissed. Casca is really pissed, and she gives him shit. Like, you don't care about your die. And she calls him a mad dog, and Guts like, "Don't call me that. Don't call me that." It's somehow provoke him, but it's more so. It's more so. And what I love here is the scene. Casca is like half of his size, and she grabs his collar. I think this is kind of awesome, wholesome. And Griffith tells her like, "Yo, I'm sorry. I'll be careful." And she's like, "No, I don't believe you. You always say that. You're full of shit." And I kind of like that from Casca because it is true. He's full of shit. And this is super cool because Casca gave him shit, right? And then Griffith goes in and he says the same thing as Casca. Now, ultimately speaking, Griffith didn't tell Casca to go. So the fact that she was able to see is kind of like a shout out to Casca. Look at this. This is beautiful. The beautiful moon tonight. So the shout out to Casca is also important in a lot of ways. The shout out to Casca is important because it shows. That's not a good idea. The shout out to Casca is a good thing because you see normal soldier were like, "Yo, Captain Gus, you're a hero," and only 2 people noticed that he wasn't doing well, doing something good, which is freaking whom. It's Casca and Griffith. So Casca goes in, and Griffith goes in and tells Casca, "I'm gonna take care of him." But then they're saying like, "Hey, you're too soft on him. You're too soft on Guts." Now, ultimately speaking, what I didn't tell you guys, but I should have told you before, is Guts. Again, he doesn't care that other people out of his team dies, but he cares about Guts because Guts is the one that's gonna get him to where he needs to be. Also, Guts is kind of the perfect soldier because Griffith has ambition to become a leader or a noble or a king, and Guts doesn't care about that. So he doesn't have to worry about betrayal. He doesn't have to worry about anything. So there you go. Now, it's talking about this. This is kind of sad. So if you read that whole chapter, you don't see. You have to look at the middle of the chapter to see 3 years ago when you joined the Men of the Ark, which means that he was there for 3 weeks, for 3 years. The last chapter ended 2 weeks after he joined the Band of the Hawk. So this is 2 years and a half later. 2 years, 3 years later, right? This is super cool. This is super cool. And this is crazy because look what it says. Come on, let's go against the one is all about you this time. I'm sorry about today's battle. Even that part of you is a part of my plan. So Griffith is still an asshole who is willing to use Guts. Now this is also a super important moment. The Band of the Ark won, and Griffith is made a knight So he's been giving some rights, and he's been giving knights. So technically, him and the Band of the Hawk are now a small army that he's in charge of, which means it gives them some privilege, right? And it's super cool because everybody's there except for Griffith, for Guts. Guts is training, and this is cool because it also showed that he doesn't care about all of that. So it's just nice. It is just nice. It is just nice. And this is a start. This is the start of the quarrel or the duality between Guts and Griffith. Guts, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Guts is a better captain than Griffith. Griffith, don't get me wrong, he'll fight. He'll fight every single time. He'll fight. Would he be willing to throw himself out like Guts did? And Guts is a dumbass because he risked getting killed. He's a dumbass. He shouldn't do that. However, he went out there and not only did he survive, he was able to successfully protect a lot of members of his team. Griffith never says that. You see, we've been watching I feel much better though. Don't worry. We've been reading that Golden Age for like 4 or 5 chapters now, and not once does somebody tell you saved my life to Griffith, you know? And at the same time, it's not expected of him, right? It's not expected of him. Like Rickett said, hey, you saved my life to Guts. And it's kind of crazy because you know Guts, and you know that Guts is not the guy to, or the type of guy to do that. So I did really enjoy that. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay. Let's see if the rice is ready. Ouch. Okay, let's go. He's about to add. Right now. C'est quoi déjà?
مترمش
مزرموش
إنك مترمش هذا أخوك إنك
مزرموش خدهوك
هذا أخوك إنك
Good. Okay. مزرموش خدهوك إنك مزرموش خدهوك إنك مزرموش خدهوك إنك مزرموش خدهوك إنك
ما ترمش هذا أخوك إنك
Okay, practice. Okay, good. GFH is Chubayet Vendetta. Visiting walks having a wonderful day on this 6th October 2005. Here's a video that I should have done on the very first day of the Spooktober 2025. It's a great idea that I have if I can give myself some pat on the back because nobody else will do it for me. So congratulations, Ink, you're the best. What I want to do here is, oh yes. So somebody taught me how to talk in Darja, and she's really helpful. So she's teaching me how to talk in Darja, and because I went to my father's house, long story short, and he's like, I watched a couple of your videos and I'm all tired of the intro. I'm like, maybe people are getting tired, so we are practicing in another language. We have hola Miami Vendetta, which is one. Don't Blink is your boy Ink. Ça c'est ton chum Ink. Chifach is Chuboyet Vendetta. And we have the fifth one. Mazramouche Halahouk Ink. Pretty good. So what is the video today? Because I kissed my own ass. I was like, oh, Ink, you're the freaking best. Why am I worthy of so much adoration? Great question. Great question, and it's a very simple answer. I should have come here on the first day and talk about my knowledge of horror movie, because Spooktober is what? Spooktober is scary. So I wanted to come on here and establish what was my favorite movie and horror, what I do know, my favorite game, which is horror. And the reason for that is because right now we have this version, this 2025 version of myself is going to be different than the 2026 version of 2026 version of the Spooktober, because I not only have watched different things, I've watched different shows, I've watched different movies, I've played different games. So I think it's important to establish my knowledge here. Yeah. Does it blow your mind, right? I have to go pee. I'll be right back. Don't fall. %. Not great. Not great, people. Okay. Mazramouche Halahouk Ink. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go to the door. We did not know him. Not let him in. I did it. He can. Not orange. He's not orange. He's a friendly guy. Oh, that's nice. Bye. Have a nice day. They're close. I told him he can keep it close. Whoa. That's rough. Is this a joke? Any bones? Cute. But you don't have enough. Again. She's doing hard drugs, bro. Don't trust her. Oh no. No. Hva er det kalt nu? Simila men ikke Gantry eller Cantry.
Why is everyone taking? We just don't have the special tag, man. We just don't have the special tag. Okay, it's time to open. Number 7. With the non-stop 6-7. He tore off a piece of cardboard to let the bugs get his head out. The little pup seemed to understand that Simon had decided to take it home and looked quite pleased. Sunday, merci.
Voyez ça? C'est ça que je parlais. On est là. Un créateur de contenu a besoin de faire un live pour s'expliquer parce que quoi, il a pris des journées de congé. Quand que, au départ, tout le monde le sait, il n'arrivait jamais la fin de semaine. That much.
Jeg kan twee velen. Curse. 3. Dat we een kant. 3. I got a bunch of hands on my locker. Ah! Switching cabinets. Even took a little break. So I just find it interesting. So what I'm going to talk about right now are not my entire knowledge of horror movie, right? But some of it. Not my entire knowledge of horror game, but some of it. Right? So without further ado, let's freaking go. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of Chucky. Absolutely huge fan of Chucky. I'm out of shape, dude. I'm out of shape. So what is my favorite movie out of that? Because again, and I would like to try also to take a movie from last year that I really enjoyed, first of all, and then try to do something else. For example, last year the movie that we want to talk about is possibly Black Phone. No, well I'm gonna say Black Phone, but I'm also gonna say Babadook, because Black Phone itself was insane. It was the first like serial killer, and it reinvented the genre, but such a fantastic way. For example, with the kids that are calling Finn, if I remember correctly, Finn. If I remember correctly, which is not true because there's an ad for the second movie. To be honest, so Finn was able to escape thanks to the call of the other kids. I really did enjoy that. Why? Because it's a clever way to reinvent the drama. You don't know if the calls were real. You don't know how it feels. I feel like it's gonna be explained more in the second movie, right? Phone was too hot. For fuck's sakes, dude. Gosh darn it. Gosh diddly darn it. The people we know, the people we know. phone is too hot, so we'll have to wait a little bit. Mad. I love Mad.
If you live in Canada and you want to learn how to start making
Mon travail.
Okay, that's what I should need. 6 more boss fights!
Because there's a big event, the biggest one. If you can let me stay home and reading school for the 6th time.
So stay home from school for work.
Yes. Then I'll go back to school.
Leave it.
It's at 10 a.m. I still have some stuff to do.
What do you need to do on the event?
There's a lot of prismatics that are going to be installed. You serious? Oh my god!
Chloe, we're going to Disneyland!
Oh my god!
Started with
Hey, mister, I got $10 to buy a ticket.
$10. You're about 90 short, right?
Hey, kid, can I buy that ticket from you?
$20.
Hey, look, please, can I get in? I got $10.
I couldn't do it. I'd lose my job. Rudy had always dreamed of watching a game inside the stadium. But with only $10 in his pocket, he had no choice but to leave. Still, he didn't give up. He kept asking strangers for a ticket, but was turned down every time. Just one wall separated him from the game. On the other side was the roar and excitement of the crowd. Meanwhile, Rudy stood alone outside. His figure looked small and lonely. After the game, he quietly walked into the now empty field. That night, he climbed through a window to sleep in the school's storage room because he had nowhere else to go. But this time, something had changed. Someone had left him a blanket and the key to the room. The next morning, Rudy excitedly told the janitor about the game he watched on TV. "This is where the game was played," he said, pointing to the exact school.
The man just raised his bow and aimed at a moose, but just as he was about to launch a fatal strike, he suddenly sensed that something was wrong around him. Before he could react, an arrow suddenly shot over him. This instantly caused him to fall from the tree. The powerful compound bow in his hand even broke into 2 pieces. Seeing that the enemy in the dark was still shooting this way, John quickly hid in the grass beside him. Because the height of the grass was very suitable for hiding himself, at this time he wanted to secretly see who was hunting him. But unexpectedly, the next second, someone suddenly came out of the grass. This instantly scared John out of his wits. He turned around and ran towards the woods behind, but the thug behind did not let him go. He kept chasing unhurriedly from behind, as if he was waiting for the best moment to shoot and kill. John never expected that he just came to the forest to hunt, but in the blink of an eye, he became someone else.
Have you ever...
She's nice. Okay, Ink, you need to work, man. Come on. And of course, Rehigh, part 2 of our Spooktober 25. What can I say? The phone got too hot. It closed on itself. So we're talking about Babadook. Babadook was also something that is super nice because it's the made belief of the... As a kid, I was born in the 90s. There's another movie where the kid was kind of the messed up party, was kind of the... Oh, the new game. Why am I starting a video and I do an ad after, right after? There you go. It's super easy though. There you go. As soon as we started, as soon as we finished. So there was a lot of movie that did horror thing with Kid. There was The Boy. There was a bunch of movie like that. The Ring, which was a bunch of movie like that. Babadook did it super well. So if I had to do two, the fact that it's the mom that is kind of messed up at the end, to me was really nice. If I had to choose two movies from last year, that would possibly be it. I'll be completely honest, I don't remember what game we played last year for Halloween, but I think it was, I don't remember. I'll be completely honest, I don't remember at all. But because there was so many games last year that we didn't so many movies that we didn't like. I didn't like Slenderman, and last year we came to Tokyo Ghoul as a horror manga, which is not really scary, and that we read before. Now we're reading Berserk. So see, I'm trying to change things, but doing it in the same way if possible. Now also, this year was different for the movie itself. From this year to last year. This year from last year, I think this year I'm a bit more open-minded to new movie. For example, even though I was talking to a friend yesterday on TikTok Live, and we were talking about a movie that's possible to do for the spooky Spooktober. So he wanted me to check out Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's a great Halloween movie. It's not scary, but it's a great Halloween movie. It's and also things like well, I'm gonna do tomorrow, possibly, or the day after. I don't know yet. Tomorrow would be really nice though. Tomorrow would be really freaking nice. I would love tomorrow. So if I can, tomorrow what I would like to do, what I would really enjoy doing, is a marathon of Tim Burton. So talking about Coraline, I would do something like Beetlejuice. I never watched Beetlejuice itself. I never watched it. I would do. I also want to watch horror movies that are dating. For example, right now we're watching a series called Ed Gibbs the Monster. This is also super cool. Transcending just a movie, just watching movies, watching a whole series that is scary could be cool. Last year for Halloween we did watch Chucky, and I gotta say I didn't like it at all. So yeah, so this is it. Now for gaming, if we're talking about the game that scares me the most, I would possibly do Resident Evil 7. Because it's such a good game, scary-wise. It to me is the scariest of the Resident Evil. Walking Dead Telltale, I consider it like a Halloween game, even though it's not really a Halloween game. But still. This year what I want to do is a marathon of Resident Evil. So, question of originality, we're not really there yet because we did play Resident Evil before. But I think where this year's gonna be special is I'm playing every single Resident Evil in a row. So we're really getting into the spirit. I'm also watching the Resident Evil movie and the series. So this would be also cool because not only are you playing the game, but you're watching the movie. So going in a deep dive of Resident Evil. Now, ultimately speaking, this is great because last year we didn't know what to do. Last year was the first year that I really wanted to celebrate Spooktober. It was the first year. So this year, the fact that we are a bit more open-minded, a bit more exploring, right? It's kind of cool. And with at the same time, it's so insane because we're so open-minded. But most of my month of October is gonna be set playing an Evil game. Last year, by the way, we played separate ways. I played Resident Evil 4. That's what I played for Halloween, which was a great game, by the way. So I would love that. I would love playing all the Resident Evil together. But at the same time, it's such a risk because I might get tired from the Resident Evil event or lure, and that's it. For that, there's next to nothing else. What else is there? But at the same time, and it's all. Also, I want to see next year. The whole purpose of this video is 2025 Spooktober, but it's also next year, Spooktober 2026. So we're gonna be doing, and for next year, what I would like to do, and again, it's so early, but really go in the So I got the idea from Scream. I would really like to go back to see old movie. Tubi has a pretty good selection. I was impressed with Tubi, because usually we use Netflix, but Tubi really surprised me. I was like, holy shit, Tubi isn't that bad. Which is really mean to say. Z Nation would be good. Halloween. Ooh, Halloween would be very good. Yeah, Because tomorrow, and I really feel like tomorrow is kind of important, because tomorrow or the day after, when we're doing the marathon of Tim Burton, it's important in a sense of we're trying something new, right? And that's meaningful. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I love you. Take it easy. I was supposed to do more with this video, but because the video itself was supposed to be made yesterday. Yesterday we didn't have the battery. Then we did the TikTok live and I spoke about it. So I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I'm not repeating myself because not everybody's gonna watch the TikTok live, you know. But yeah, games I would like to play. Silent Hill would be something that I'm interested in. Silent Hill for sure. Outlast, but I own the game. I'm trying to think games that I don't own that I want to play. Silent Hill is one of them. What other games are scary out there? Like The Last of Us. Was The Last of Us scary? No. What else is there that is supposed to be scary? I just don't know. What a waste of a video. My apologies. Okay, so now we gotta do the TikTok live. Cinnamon, you're awesome. Okay. You can be a lover or a fighter. No, that's not it. Split screen view, and we're gonna do the tower. The tower. There you go. Okay, let's go. Shit, we're done. Fuck.